Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
Miami is at the center of the college football universe. Or, better put,
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
good people. Most importantly, the good people who believed in, who rooted for, who wasn't hating on the 2025 Miami Hurricanes. They were the last ones in, C-Katt. They were the last ones in. Nobody wanted to see them in a 12-team playoff. They were begging for Notre Dame. They were begging to see the Fighting Irish because they know that that's a team that lays down against the big boys. But what has Miami done since they've let them in to the big dance? They beat Texas A&M on the road in College Station, the SEC. I guess it does mean more to the other side. They defeat the reigning national champions in Ohio State, exercising the demons of 23 years ago when, where did that happen? Arizona, the Fiesta Bowl, when a national championship was stripped away from the program, was literally taken right out of the grasp of the Miami Hurricanes. And that win over Ohio State gave them their berth into the 2026 Fiesta Bowl, the 55th annual Fiesta Bowl. I was there at State Farm Stadium, home of the Arizona Cardinals. I was there when Trinidad Chambliss gave Ole Miss the lead with just over 3 minutes to go. But I also was there, damn it, when Carson Beck led a 75-yard, 15-play with 3 third-down conversion game-winning drive that ended in a 3-yard scamper that sounded like this.
3 receivers, bunt to the left. Beck is looking that way. And still looking. Takes off running. Carson Beck with his legs puts Miami on top. What a drive!
Oh, my goodness. That call, courtesy of ESPN. This joy, courtesy of a young lad who grew up in Houston, Texas, walking in his local Marshall store. Favorite colors, unironically, orange and green. Mother never knew why. She couldn't understand it. What is this fixation on these two colors, especially when joined together? Walking along, I believe it was like aisle 5. I don't remember that well, but there was a Miami Hurricane jersey hanging off the rack. Now, my mama never usually buy me stuff off the rack just on request. But for some reason that day as a young lad, she purchased me a number 32 Miami Hurricane jersey. Must have been about 5, 6 years old. Highly impressionable, incredibly enthused with that purchase. And that was the day that my whole life changed. That was the day when I really got entrenched in Canes fandom, even all the way from the South, even all the way from Big 12 Nation at the time. Your boy got locked in on it. And last night, for the first time in my entire life as a college football fan, I got to be in the house to see my favorite team punch their ticket to the national championship game and do so in the very bowl game that Miami had never won in, 0-4. In the very bowl game that Andre Johnson, Canes legend, told me afterwards, that was my last football game I played in the orange and green. This bowl game haunts me. I had to be here to witness them get it done, specifically in this arena. And they did. 31-27. The Miami Hurricanes are the champs. They're going to play in the national championship game at the crib at Hard Rock Stadium. C-Katt is on the other side of the map, literally, because I'm coming to y'all live from ESPN LA today. You all the way on the other coast at ESPN West Palm. And as you're on the ones and twos, could you feel the vibes when Beck crossed the line?
Oh, my goodness. A quarterback who has been doubted wherever he's gone. A quarterback who was told he wasn't worth the money that he was paid in NIL from Miami at every turn, at every loss. Many considered him to be the weak point of this Miami team, and maybe they're right. Turns out this Miami team's not very weak. So someone's got to be the weakest, and he showed up and he showed out. And I think that $4.1 million being paid to a college quarterback is worth it when he leads you on that 75-yard game-winning, championship-birthing touchdown drive like he did in Arizona last night.
That's what Reggie Wayne said, another Canes legend that was on the sideline. That's what the $4 million is for right there. Because between the ears, you can say what you want about Carson Beck, and trust me, I've been somebody who has been objectively disappointed in him at multiple stages this year. The Louisville game, the SMU game, even at times throughout these playoffs when it felt like Miami was at times winning in spite of Beck. But what I will say is the dude has confidence through the roof. And if you think about it, you kind of got to be dating the kind of ladies that, you know, we've known him to be dating and look like Beck looks. You know what I'm saying? Like your boy feeling himself. And I'm glad that he is, because he almost has like a very short memory. And then, you know, maybe you have to be able to throw 4 interceptions in a single important game at other times. But that short memory also allows for him to not doubt, to not overthink, to act. There were times last night where I was a little cautious. I was nervous. I thought that Beck might not come up big when the Canes needed him. I thought that after Chambliss did find his tight end in the back of the end zone with a little over 3 minutes to go, and we needed a legacy Carson Beck drive, I thought just maybe, well, this is the one position that Miami never wants to be in. Like, this is the reason why offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson calls the plays that he calls, specifically in the red zone, specifically in tight moments, is to make sure that this doesn't happen, because the last 2 times we saw that, it didn't end well. The 2 losses on Miami's resume, the last offensive snaps, interceptions. Like, that's how we've seen that play out. But instead, last night at State Farm Stadium, with all of the legends on the sideline, with all of that was a home game for Ole Miss. C-Katt, could you tell from the TV broadcast how thick and deep the Ole Miss fans were in that stadium?
Certainly, definitely. And you kind of felt that. I kind of expected that. Did you? I know you were in the building and you're a Miami Hurricanes fan, but you're not able to be painting your face green and orange and slapping the railing in front of you, rooting on your Canes like that as a credentialed member of the media. But it kind of felt like for Ole Miss, they did not know when their final game of the season was going to take place. Miami, once the draw was Ole Miss, I think, especially with a home game, the other possibility, I think you probably, if you're trying to budget things, if you're trying to roll the dice, that's a calculated decision to make, because it was difficult for you to get there, Theo. It's difficult for everybody to get to Phoenix from South Florida. That made sense to me. Whereas for Ole Miss fans, that was their last chance to go see their Ole Miss Rebels if the odds were correct.
Yeah, and a couple things you said there. First, I will say, yes, it was an extremely difficult journey from South Florida to Arizona. For me personally, I couldn't afford the flight into Phoenix. I had to take a flight into Las Vegas and drive 4.5 hours in a rental car to Phoenix to get there. But that's how much it meant to me. That's how much I wanted. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's how important it was to be in the building to watch what happened last night.
Yeah, you and Mark Fletcher, running back for the Hurricanes' mom. I didn't know this was a storyline. I'm not a diehard Hurricanes fan. I'm rooting for them because it's good for the station, and it's fun to have a team in it from our area as much as I love college football. Apparently, Mark Fletcher's mom drives to every game, road and away. So she went to the Cal game. The Cal game is even further than Phoenix.
It's as far as you can do.
Yeah,
It's about
exactly.
as far as you can realistically do as the Miami Hurricanes is to play Cal in your conference, by the way, because, college football.
I was going to say, you probably had the Fletcher family just so mad when conference realignment happened and they realized that it was no longer regional, but instead the dollars made the sense. But yeah, It was a trek for everyone to get there. You either paid thousands of dollars to make it easier for yourself, or you paid in with your time and your mileage on a rental car to be able to get there. But it certainly was an Ole Miss home game, making up for what will be a literal Miami home game next Monday.
They had about, I feel like 65 to 70% of that stadium were Ole Miss fans. They had the stadium rocking with their little cute chants and the little hottie toddy. Is that what you call it? Hottie toddy?
Hottie toddy, gosh almighty, who the hell are we?
Yeah.
Wham, ram, blim, blam, Ole Miss I am. I think it goes like that.
Something goofy like that. Here's what I'll say. And I'll try to keep this as respectful as possible because they didn't. I felt absolutely nothing towards the school, the program, the football team of Ole Miss before this game. There was no level of disdain nor love. I was right down the middle. Matter of fact, Trinidad Chambliss, that's a good story. Kawan Lacey's a really good running back. And you know what? I've always liked Lane Kiffin. So I would dare say I was slightly pro Ole Miss before this week. But C-Katt, after the way in which Ole Miss and their fan base behaved, after the way in which they tried to put themselves on some kind of imaginary pedestal and talk down on Canes fans. Like, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but there are people in their message boards talking about how you be careful out there in Glendale, Arizona, because you know those Canes fans can be some nasty, dirty thugs. Be cautious walking back out to your car. But I'm going to read to you verbatim some of the crap that was coming out of Oxford, Mississippi. How dare you get on a high horse when you're going back home to Oxford, Mississippi? We should be careful, damn it. The hell are they talking about?
Yeah,
I'm about to read some of this off.
From what I've gathered, Ole Miss is the final boss of SEC culture, which is not just dominance on the football field. It is taking credit for the dominance of the good programs in your conference and taking ownership as your own once you get to this part of the year when we get into the college football playoff. The problem is there's no other SEC teams remaining, so that's put on pause for the time being. Instead, you hear about the excuses in the back of the end zone of what they wanted, a PI call on a Hail Mary, while also being just braggadocious with no reason behind it, annoying with all the reason in the world behind it, dressing up for football games, which I will never understand in the SEC, and an ivory tower of which they stand on without any of the wins excusing it, right? Like, when we're talking about war, the history books are written by the winners. So if Ole Miss was stacking national title after national title, it's like, well, we're just in your college football world, and we're just living in it right now. But you got to have a tone setter, the wins behind it, in order to set the culture.
Yeah. And instead, they don't have the wins behind it. They have buddies who have been racking up wins. Not even buddies. Like, technically supposed to be your rivals.
It's like, yeah.
But you're counting they chips.
My high school bully beat up your high school bully 5 years ago, so my high school is actually tougher than yours. And, yes, my high school bully just gave me a swirly, but we're tough around here, just so you know.
Yeah. Right. Well, we're big dogs.
Well, the water's dripping down your cheek, and you got to, get your lunch money again from your parents.
By the way, Miami, what conference are they in?
The ACC.
Indiana, what conference about them? What about them?
The Big Ten.
Oregon? How about Oregon must be.
They actually are the Big Ten, even though I forget about it.
Yeah, no, they should be the Pac-12. This will be the third straight national championship that not only is not won by the SEC, but does not feature a program. Like, this is actually going to be I don't want to call it a change of guard that's happening in college football. Because it's slow and steady, and the SEC still, I would say, is probably the top dog overall. But we should have a change of perspective of how we look at the SEC and how we judge their teams, because quite clearly the gap has been closed. And the Big Ten, at the very least, has a lot to say about whether or not they're the number one conference in all of the nation. But here, I want to read this off from Rebels 24/7. Canes fans out there, I know you're celebrating your win. I know you don't give a damn about no damn Rebel or whatever the hell they want to call themselves out there in Oxford, Mississippi. But from Rebels 24/7, this is what they said about y'all ahead of the game, to warn their precious fans to keep their pearls clutched and their purses close. Here it is. They tend to attract a lower class of supporters than any other ACC or SEC team. The gangster mentality that Miami built in the 1980s still exists, and it attracts a distinct thuggish, here goes one, hip-hop crowd that just doesn't come to normal college football games. Honestly, it's kind of comical. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not even offended. I'm actually laughing now from my pedestal, which is actually Hard Rock Stadium, which is actually the location of the national championship game, because the Ole Miss fans were saying, hey, Miami, go back to where you came from. But C-Katt, I think they forgot that's where the national title game is being played. So
yeah.
We will go back. And you go back, by the way.
Yeah, you're talking about hip-hop culture with bangers like this?
We ballin', boy.
Come on, dog. Nobody's making hits like this for no damn Rebels. They're not doing this for the Hoosiers neither. Oregon might have a little something going on. They might have a little motion. I ain't gonna lie.
I never knew this song existed. Apparently an anthem for the 2001 Miami Hurricanes team.
The Ballin' Boys.
And I had a fun time cutting it together. What you don't know, or is it what you know about that?
The Miami Boys. I can't believe you ever heard this. I guess it makes sense, though. You're not like a Canes fan. It was a kind of popular song, though.
We had a guy. I went to Penn State. I root for Penn State. And I went to school with a Penn Stater called Matty Fresh. And Matty Fresh put together a song that went viral every single year revolving around that year's Penn State team, or specifically a member of that Penn State team. And he went viral for his Trace McSorley song, which was viral on TikTok, just glorifying this quarterback who was eventually a practice squad / perennial backup in the NFL, Trace McSorley, who led Penn State to a Big Ten championship game. Yeah. So he would have like rap hip-hop songs about Saquon Barkley. You had Trace McSorley.
Rap hip hop songs though, like Ole Miss calls it.
It was corny white boy.
Oh, my, more Beastie Boys. Okay.
Yeah, Beastie Boys. Maybe a little bit of Logic.
Yeah, he's half black.
Yeah, right. Excuse me. Sorry.
But C-Katt, those are the kind of things though that just makes nobody's doing that for NFL teams. Like I guess Lil Wayne did it for the Packers and Wiz Khalifa did it for the Steelers, but those are one-offs. This is why it hits different when your college football team is winning, when your college football team is playing at the crib in a national championship game. When you just get the all of the nation's attention and you come up big in a big spot. And Canes fans have been feeling for this for quite some time. Like I'm starting to wonder if this is what it's going to feel like for Cowboys fans when it finally happens for them. Like it's been 30 plus years since they've played in a semifinal. I wonder how that is going to go when the Cowboys fans across the nation that got so enthralled with their team when they were doing all that winning in the 90s. Like, I say this as a Canes fan. I say this as somebody who's obviously a Miami Hurricane supporter. There is no better parallel in sports than the Miami Hurricanes and the Dallas Cowboys. And it all centers around also one dude who did it for both of them. Can I hear a little bit of Michael Irvin putting the belt to the ass of the Ole Miss Rebels?
Y'all not to mess with us. Then we tell y'all not to mess with us. Then we are going to the championship game. Let's go, you! We're going to a championship game. Ah!
He has way too much fun whooping them. Is that the thuggish behavior they were worried about? Because that's innocent fun.
Yeah.
That's some innocent fun.
Yeah, the parallels with the Miami Hurricanes and the Dallas Cowboys, I think you can look at it in terms of their alumni network infiltrating the media and being unapologetically fans of the schools / teams that they played for. Because you kind of hear about Jimmy Johnson talking about his Cowboys, who are some other, Troy Aikman kind of, but he buttons that stuff up.
Yeah.
Kind of hear that. I mean, there is no, just because of when they won and how they won, the guys patrolling the sideline for Miami that put on those uniforms at the turn of the century, that was pretty cool to see. Everyone showed up and show out. They don't have to worry about the exorbitant flight prices to get into Phoenix, Arizona. So they were there. You talked to Andre Johnson. We saw Ray Lewis there on the coin toss. Of course, as you just heard, Mike Irvin was there. That was a pretty cool scene to see, and it will only be tenfold a week from Monday.
God. It's going to be insane.
They might revoke my credential and give it to somebody else.
And you know what? We got to be like, yeah, sure. I'm not going to deny Santana Moss. Like, I'm not going to. There's so many legends. Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, Najee Davenport. I think it was just running back room of the history of the Miami Hurricanes. There are so many Canes legends, especially that are going to be in the area. Edgerrin James was there. We had like I said, Reggie Wayne was in the house. And you know who Ole Miss had? Jackson Dart.
Yeah. Jackson Dart was in the building. Yeah.
The damn losers.
And
I do feel bad for Trinidad Chambliss, though. That dude's a ball.
And, yeah, you should feel bad for Trinidad Chambliss because news broke as soon as we got on the air today that his 6-year of eligibility was denied. That was his final.
Celebrate.
That was his final college football game, and it came in a loss of the U.
You know what? And I know he doesn't feel this way because he clearly wanted to go back to Ole Miss. He clearly wanted to continue to play some more SEC football because it just means more. But Trinidad, bro, you're better than this. Like, just like Lane Kiffin was better than Ole Miss and he moved on to greener pastures, Trinidad, you are better than this. It is time. You are like that. There's a reason why Ole Miss hung around in this game, and it wasn't just because Miami didn't trust the arm of Carson Beck. It wasn't just because, well, a lot of the Miami defensive backs kept dropping a lot of the balls you kept gifting them. It was because the dude is so damn elusive. He's so creative, both with his legs and his arms. He's athletic as hell. Like, I didn't realize how fast he was until last night. It felt different in person just seeing the way in which he evades the pass rush. Miami's pass rush was totally negated. And it wasn't just because, like, Ole Miss has this incredible offensive line. No, there were better O-lines that Miami went up against the past couple of games. It was Trinidad Chambliss, like, maneuvering the pocket, escaping the pressure, creating – like, there were plays that should have been, sacked for minus 15 yards multiple times that instead were either no gains or positive yardage. He is going to be an incredible NFL quarterback. I hope he goes to a good offensive mind. And I'm glad that college football said, hell no. The hell are you trying? What do you do? You're 24 years old. This is your 6th year of college football. It is time to move on.
Now, as much as you're giving flowers to Trinidad Chambliss, the Ole Miss quarterback from last night, he did throw a lot of balls that should have been intercepted that he got away with absolute murder against that U secondary who just couldn't catch the ball. On 2 separate occasions, you could combine 5 different interceptions. There was the hot potato that fell between 3 different Miami Hurricanes, and there was the deep ball that could have been intercepted from the corner and the safety over the top, but it wasn't caught by either of them. And that is why this game was close to the very end and needed a cerebral performance from Carson Beck.
Those weren't interceptions. They were arm punts, and they were muffed. And it happened multiple times. There were 2 pick sixes that were dropped. One by Dylan Day. The other I cannot remember off the top of my head. Then there was the deep ball that the safety just went right through his hands. You had the one where, like you said, 8 Miami Hurricanes played hot potato with it before putting it on the ground.
And they just looked at each other. That stinks.
We talked about this in the press box, C-Katt. If they would have just locked hands and walked in, the ball would have been collapsed on their chest and been intercepted by all 5 of them. I don't understand how you don't come up with the ball.
If someone dove in the ground and had the ball land on their back, it would have resulted in a turnover. If they jumped on it like a live grenade, that ball would have been caught, it wouldn't have hit the ground. Like keeping the balloon off the floor, if you're playing that game in your living room, they could have done that with the football, and it would have been better than what actually did happen on that surefire, probable pick six.
I legit want to talk to a defensive back, like a professional DB or a college DB, and ask them, are y'all's hands literally just that bad? Or is it like a moment is too big thing? Is it like we bet the under on Trinidad Chambliss interceptions? Like, so what are we doing? What happened?
I do want to give them some grace because their counterpart, the offensive player that they are tasked in guarding, has to worry about one thing, catching the ball when that ball's in the air. And when you are a defensive back, you are worrying about like three things at the same time. Position of yourself to the wide receiver, getting your hand in position to get between the football and the wide receiver, and then you got to make that millisecond, less than a millisecond decision to where, oh no, I'm going to use my hands to actually possess the ball and not just deflect the ball. Whereas the receiver is always thinking about catching it.
You're right. And plus the receivers spend a lot of time on the jugs machines, whereas DBs are doing the DB drills, and it's not this intensive work on the hands. I'm just saying, man, at a certain point, you've been playing football your whole life. Catch the damn football. Catch the damn football. Like, it was bad. It was weird. And I would have felt so bad if that was the reason why Miami lost. Because think about all those dropped interceptions. A lot of them turned into points for Ole Miss. Because whoever the hell, I forget that kicker's name, but we're going to hear it come April. Like, Trinidad Chambliss is getting drafted, and whoever the hell that kicker is getting drafted too. He had a 57-yarder. This is second straight game with 2 50-plus yard field goals.
Yeah, and you had two different doinks, one of which was in, one of which was out. So I think that evened out, right? I think if you hit the upright, a coin flip is fine. You'll take that as a kicker. If you're to say this ball is going to hit the upright and you've got a 50-50 chance of it going in and out, you'll take those odds. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Those are football gods evening the playing field in that aspect. But you're exactly right. Miami missing the field goal, and then Ole Miss going down and scoring a touchdown, and then also Ole Miss looking like they were throwing a pick six, but ended up getting a field goal on that possession. Those are two different 10-point swings. 20 points this way or that way, and it both went Ole Miss's direction, of which this game could have been out of hand. You saw the time of possession where it was 41 minutes to 18 minutes.
Dude.
Miami dominated that game. They should have, I guess, if this exact game was ran, same teams, Miami would win a lot more games than they would have lost.
Well, it's the Ohio State method. If we play this game 10 times, Miami wins at 9. Yeah. Thankfully, though, this was one of the 9, unlike Ohio State. So, you know what I'm
saying? Right. And
cornballs.
But they wouldn't. This would have been the 1 out of 10 if Carson Beck was not Carson Beck. How many other? I'm sorry. I think there is not.
I think there's a lot of other quarterbacks.
No, I think you can. I think you can only count on two hands how many quarterbacks are given the football when Miami got the football, with the score as it is, with the time where it was, everything the same. I think the amount of quarterbacks that lead Miami to victory are only on two hands.
Okay, maybe it's hard to say.
Tyler Van Dyke doesn't lead that team to victory.
You said who?
Tyler Van Dyke doesn't lead that team to victory.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
DJ Lagway does not lead that team to victory.
That's the thing. He is a you know how like in the NFL they call certain quarterbacks who can just get the job done. They call professional quarterbacks. He's a professional quarterback. Carson Beck is, and I don't say this disparagingly, he's just because they're in college. He's an amateur quarterback. He's a college quarterback. He can move the sticks for you. He made some really good throws, like a couple of them to Keelan Marion, especially on that last drive. Like I am not going to be here to disparage the quarterback that just got Miami to its first national championship game since 2002. I'm not going to do that. All praise for all of the Canes that made this thing happen. But I don't want to make this something that it's not. Like, love me some Carson Beck.
Carson Beck played point guard.
Yeah, but what point guard though? You know what I'm saying? Like
I saw Rajon Rondo out there last night. Maybe it was the green, even though they were in the white unis. But I saw Rajon Rondo. Scored when he had to. When you're on the 3-yard line and the game is in the balance, and you had Maui Goa laying two different great blocks. I don't know if you saw the replay on that, Theo. You were in the mix. You were right there having a perfect angle of the touchdown as it developed in that end zone. But the replay shows that surefire top 10 pick offensive lineman Francis Maui Goa laying his block interior. He lost his work. His guy got out of frame. He turns around 180 degrees and saw a free-running pass rusher and got in his way, allowing Carson Beck to spring free and score a touchdown.
Yeah. Francis Maui Noah, he is going to end up being a top 10 pick. He could even creep up in the top 5 depending on how his combine and everything goes, and depending on if people feel like his arms are long enough to play tackle versus guard. And there's a lot of conversation around that. One thing I will say is that dude is an incredible football player, and he's made so many little plays for the Canes, just like that one. And yes, the Ole Miss try to stunt. It is scorched into my brain, this Carson Beck touchdown run, because of how many times I've reviewed it, the angle I had from the press box. But yes, 52 from Ole Miss came out, and he kind of tried to bend the corner, was wide open, screaming at Beck, and Maui Noah left his block, and almost with a snap of a finger was right in Buddy's face. It made me start to think, like, should it be a nose tackle too? Like, that was quick.
It was quick. Here's what it sounded like on ESPN 106.3 last night. We played you the TV broadcast. Here's what it sounded for our wonderful radio audience.
Beck holds his hands out, takes, drops,
to the right,
looks, wants to throw.
You got it.
Carson Beck into the end zone. Is that the winning moment?
And the best part of that is Beck ran right. The touchdown he scored ran right into the family and friends section of the Miami Hurricanes seating at the Fiesta Bowl. So, like, it couldn't have been scripted any perfectly. I will take some calls from gloating Canes fans and gloating Canes fans only on the other side. Join us on the Baptist Health hotline, 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. The best you felt as a Hurricane since when? Last night, the Canes punching their ticket to the title game. It's not a championship, but it is another bowl game win. And that does mean they'll be back at the Rock to play for the whole shebang-a-bang against the winner of Indiana-Oregon. The best you felt as a Canes fan since when? You let us know. No room for Canes haters here on a Feel Good Friday. Only want to hear from Canes Nation. 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health hotline. And welcome to Pro Level Orthopedic Care at Baptist Health. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care that's trusted by the pros. So I want you to do me a favor. Get back to the life and the activities that you love. And get in with the team at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. They can take care of you. Joint pain, back pain, any kind of aching you have with the body. Find out how they can help you and learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. That's baptisthealth.net/ortho. No room for haters today. We heard from you all season long. Damn it, we heard from you for the past 20 years. I want to hear from Canes Nation. I want to hear from people that's all about the smoke, all about running through the smoke. I want to hear from the folks that, like Michael Irvin, was putting B to A last night. Canes fans, tap in with the good people. That's C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. I'm live from ESPN LA, and we are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into on ESPN. That's no off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN, all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today to get involved.
As teams battle for a chance at the title, make sure your home is ready for every unforgettable moment. EDS Air Conditioning keeps your comfort championship caliber. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC unit. The heat belongs on the field, not inside your home. With more than 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been delivering national championship service since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today and enjoy the run to a national title.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, We have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Robert Gilman, partner and leader of Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, 100% bonus depreciation has been permanently reinstated. Real estate businesses are now able to immediately expense the full cost of qualifying property. Even projects with millions in improvements can benefit from first-year expensing without any spending cap. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide real estate businesses through these legislative changes to help them develop a long-term investment strategy and boost cash flow. If you're a real estate professional looking to enhance profitability and minimize tax liabilities, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Experience the world's premier equestrian event right here in Wellington, Florida. The Winter Equestrian Festival brings together Olympic and world champion riders and horses from all around the globe for 13 weeks of elite international competition and unforgettable moments. Don't miss the iconic Saturday Night Lights, high-energy show jumping, incredible atmosphere, and excitement under the lights. Now through March at Wellington International. Visit WellingtonInternational.com for more information. Wellington International, where champions are made.
The 2 p.m. hour is presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Teeing off February 25th at PGA National. Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Have to assume or consider whether or not the pros are going to bring their A game when it comes to the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. And that's because it's the PGA Tour, baby. It's the best of the best. And they're coming right back to town. And I'm not talking about in a year. I'm not talking about in a few months. No, we're less than 50 days from the tee-off of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. So you need to get tapped in. You need to make sure you get your tickets. I hear by a little birdie, and you can confirm this if you go to thecognizantclassic.com. I hear from a little birdie that the Bear Trap tickets are selling out.
Uh-oh.
The Bear Trap tickets are fleeting. They are moving. If you want to get in where the vibes are, where the beer and wine are also included in the tickets, if you want to get in where also soft drinks are included in the package, the high vibes in the Bear Trap, the iconic 17th hole that you overlook, go online right now, thecognizantclassic.com. February 25th through March 1st. It is coming to an area near you. How close to you? Palm Beach Gardens, PGA National, the Champions Course. Tickets are on sale right now, and we are closing in on the tee-off. They got the Shoreline Suites. They got the 1909 Terrace. They got so much more. And again, the Bear Trap tickets are going fast. I want to see you there. Make sure you get tapped in. By the way, Todd Fleming, the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches tournament director and CEO, is going to be joining us later on for a little Who Missed the Cut. He an Ohio State fan, but he, a respectable man, I'm sure he's not going to be tossing some of that hate that I see on the Canes from other fans. I feel, you know how like a lot of times people talk about the lives that we live and the industry in which we work. You're always grateful and you feel it feels so rich, enriching to be able to be a part of these huge moments. Like we were there for the Florida Panthers winning the Stanley Cup at the crib, right? We were there for the Miami Heat not winning the NBA title, but playing in the NBA Finals against the Denver Nuggets. We saw how Inter Miami's run captivated this area. We were there for FAU. But this one felt differently to me because it wasn't just as a person covering the team. It wasn't just as a person who was able to be in the building for a historic moment and a great game at that, 31-27 Canes over Ole Miss. This is a team that my whole childhood I thought the run was never going to end. And then it did. And we're talking about a team that still has not won an ACC title game.
Yeah. And I think Theo, you haven't brought it up. I don't know if it's purposefully or not purposefully, but you got there on your own dime. Like, you're not going to bring that up. I will for you. So this isn't one of those media personality is complaining about his travel, even though it's all paid for. Like, how many people would kill to be in that building last night? Well, Theo put his money where his mouth is and made every effort under his own volition to get to that game, to experience that game, half as a Miami Hurricanes fan and half to share his experiences with our wonderful audience here today.
And I did. And you know what, C-Katt? The only reason why I didn't bring it up was because I didn't want people to start pocket watching us thinking we ain't got it. We got it here. It just was a short notice. So but no, I did because I felt it was that important, though, Kat. Like, think about what this moment meant to Miami and think about the moments that were shared on that field that I was able to witness in person, to talk to Andre Johnson about how legendary this win was, to hear him talk about how this bowl game itself haunted him, to hear him talk about number 10, Malachi Toney, the one who they deemed baby Jesus from his days of playing youth football in Miami, the one who is supposed to be playing high school football right now, but instead he is just the best player on the Miami Hurricanes football team. Before I let you guys listen to that wonderful, wonderful play that Malachi Toney made late in the game to get the Canes back rolling on offense, take a listen to Canes legend, former Houston Texan, and the man who still haunts the dreams of Cortland Finnegan, Andre Johnson, talk about the one and only Malachi Toney.
Kid like Malachi, man, being able to watch him grow up. I know his mom, know his dad, know some of his family, and see the stuff that he's doing out on the field. It's truly amazing. A lot of these kids I've got to, see grow up and play, when they were in Little League and things of that nature. So I think that's the big thing, and it was something that we had when I played. We kept the local talent at home. And I think today and last week, with the win over Ohio State, I think the tide's turning, man. Like, I think the ship is about to come back to Miami.
I think he's right. Andre Johnson knows a thing or two about football. He knows a thing or two about when things are right with Miami. Remember, his final collegiate snap, his final collegiate game was in that same game, the Fiesta Bowl, when the Canes were on the wrong side of a referee intervening in a game that he had no business in doing. Terry Porter, that was not pass interference. Chris Gamble, you were not hindered on that route and in that catch. Ohio State was gifted a national championship, and congratulations to them. But it felt great to exercise the demons of 23 years ago, and it felt great to see guys like him be able to watch his guys do so. And Malachi Toney, like, I don't think it could be overstated just how great of a football player and a young man this dude is. He wakes up every morning before 5 a.m. to start working out and start prepping for the day. He's a guy who literally is inspired by the work ethic of his mom and the football prowess of his father, and that is what reminds him to keep the hustle hard. He's a dude that you gotta pull him. You know how old folks, you say, he's at the best, rip me off the basketball court. I couldn't stop getting shots up. Literally, from the words of his high school coach at American Heritage to Mario Cristobal himself, you got to rip that dude away from watching film and from playing ball at the highest level and from practicing on the jugs machine. day in and day out. Malachi Toney is not just some kind of freak athlete at 5'11", 180. He's not just a kid that was blessed with good hands. The guy has legendary work ethic, and he puts it to work day in and day out, and he impresses Hall of Famers like Andre Johnson day in and day out. And most specifically, if you think back to the story of Malachi Toney, a lot of what he is driven by all came down to a single moment in his life back in 2022 when he was playing high school football in South Florida. This is a lesser-known story that I'm sure is going to go big over the next couple of weeks as people talk more and more about the Miami Hurricanes. But when Malachi Toney was playing this is his freshman year of high school football at American Heritage. He was in a state championship game against this state powerhouse. You may have heard of it, called Miami Central. And they were down 38-31. And Heritage, as they were trailing, were driving the football to tie the game up. And you know what a good idea is? When you need a game-tying touchdown or any big play to be made, C-Katt, do you know what coaches probably sit around thinking when you got 10 on your team?
Get it to him.
Get the ball to Malachi Toney. Even as a freshman in high school in the biggest game of his life, coach drew it up to get the ball to Toney. And guess what happens? He caught it. He tried to dart down the sideline. He was hit, and he fumbled. And when he fumbled the ball, thank God the man who scooped it up was none other than Miami Hurricane Ruben Bain, C-Katt. All was saved. But all for naught, because, damn it, Ruben Bain was on Miami Central. The turnover that Malachi Toney had in that game, that fumble that he had in that big moment, which cost American Heritage a state championship against Ruben Bain's Miami Central, is a moment that is stuck with him, and he talks about it day in and day out. It's why he wakes up early. It's why he has the work ethic you see. It's why, as an 18-year-old who's supposed to be a high school senior, he's the best football player, at least on the offensive side of the ball, for a Miami Hurricane team that is about to play in a national championship game at home in Mario Cristobal's 5th year. Malachi Toney was made in that moment. On the other side of that moment, the guy who scooped up the fumble and sealed the deal for Miami Central was Ruben Bain. And that just further illustrates the full circle moment. Think back to that Texas A&M fumble that Malachi had, where Mark Fletcher, his now Canes teammate and running back, came and consoled him on the sideline. You know where Mark Fletcher was when Malachi had the first fumble in high school? On American Heritage with him. This is a Miami-made team. When Andre Johnson talks about the state of Miami being returned, it's because these are Miami and South Florida born and bred kids who are playing for their school and playing at the highest level. Mario Cristobal has decided, he has stepped in and he said, you know what? I'm going to get this area back. I'm going to get the program that I won championships with back, and I'm going to win at the highest level. And people doubted him at every turn, and now he has it built because of kids like Malachi Toney. And what I will tell you today is that despite his lack of size, and he's super fast, but he ain't the fastest dude on the field, and he's got great hands, but he ain't the biggest weapon for quarterbacks. Malachi's going to be one of the great college football players in the history of the game. He's going to be likely one of the best Canes to walk the field in modern history. He has 99 catches in his freshman season right now, C-Katt. Catch 100 would have been that catch that he had on the sideline there where he got his toe in and his heel. Imagine that being catch 100.
Oh, my gosh.
That
was ridiculous. And it was awesome because the broadcast camera angle didn't illustrate how crazy of a catch it was. It was more of a, wait a second. That referee's coming over waving his hands. He's going to spot the ball. Wait, a catch? I got to see how this happened. And when you saw the replay angle, you saw the ridiculous working his way back into the field of play, athleticism, on display his flexibility, on display his hands, on display his body control to give himself a chance to get a foot in bounds, which is weird that you can toe drag, but if you get a toe down and then a hesitation and then the heel down, it's not a catch, but whatever.
Strange.
So that was what could have been. This is what was. And you said that he might not be the fastest on the field all the time. He might not be the best hands on the field the whole time. This time, Malachi Toney looked like the best football player that we saw in the college football playoffs with this play here.
Motion. You get it to him. Toney has space. Malachi Toney still running. Touchdown, Miami.
Oh, God.
Electric with the ball in his hands. Just get him the ball.
Yeah, get him the ball in space. That was a big key in this game. Is Ole Miss
tackling in space against Malachi Tony. He's so dangerous.
He's so dangerous, and they couldn't tackle him in space. There was a play like that in the second quarter on a 3rd and 6 where they simply couldn't bring Malachi down on the near sideline. He is so fun to watch, and me and you were at the Sunday night game, the game that got Miami to the college football playoff, their win over Notre Dame, where he introduced himself to me and other college football fans that didn't know about 10 on Miami's sideline, where he showed up and showed out in that game as well as a 17-year-old. That's before he turned 18. And, of course, he turned 18 in September, and he should be in high school right now. What a player, man.
That is, you just got to, for him to even be contributing to the team as a person that should be in high school would be a major plus. For him to be the best player on the team, like, I don't even know, there's no words you could put it into to perfectly describe what Malachi Tony means to this program and to the potential national championship that this program can win on Martin Luther King Day at the crib. And maybe that's why, as people have been at a loss for words to find ways to describe him year in and year out of his very short life so far, they just started calling him Baby Jesus. It is hard as a man of faith, as a Christian, for me to relegate myself to call another young man Baby Jesus. But then I get it sometimes when I see the way this dude plays football. You're like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else you can do. Put the ball in his hands, block a little bit, but you don't even have to do that. Just get out the way.
Yeah, I sent the text in our show group chat while watching that game, and I said, this is Tyreek Hill if Tyreek Hill never got in his own way, never had any character issues, and had 15 to 16 more years of football in his prime ahead of him with Malachi Tony. Like, that's what we're watching on national television last night, and what we have watched all season long, and what we have, because of his talent, because of his effort and work ethic, we'll see on Monday night at Hard Rock Stadium for one final time in this football season.
And the ironic thing about that is, C-Katt, it does feel like what you would expect to happen if you dropped an NFL player on a college football field. Instead, what it actually is you dropped a high school player on a college football field.
Yeah.
How does that even make sense? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, my gosh. But you know what? It ain't got to make sense when it makes the Miami Hurricanes the first team to punch their ticket in the national championship game. We'll see tonight out of Oregon and Indiana who is going to face them at their home arena, technically as the home team because, well, Miami is the 10 seed. One place where we all are equal seeded and we also are all equally excited for it to get kicked off is the one and only South Florida Fair. C-Katt, we're both missing opening day, I believe.
Yeah. So
January 16th.
We're going to be the FOMO guys. So we're going to be scrolling our phones, seeing everyone who is anyone at the fairgrounds on opening weekend for the South Florida Fair, because I got a sneak preview about what the menu looks like. There's like a treasure map, essentially, of where to get the best eats at the South Florida Fair. The theme this year is partying with the Pirates, so it's perfect. And I saw the menu items on that. Dude. We thought it was good last year. It somehow, some way, is even better in 26.
And by the way, Tania in the YouTube chat said I need to get more videos up from the game. I will do so. I will get those up. I've been traveling. I'm in LA now. It's been round the clock motion out here. We're going to get a lot more videos up at ESPN South Florida to get videos from last night's Fiesta Bowl as Miami did the dang thing. And here, if you're watching on YouTube at ESPN South Florida, you'll see my angle of the Carson Beck touchdown from the press box, and you'll also see that Maui Noah block. If you want to see the party with the Pirates for the South Florida Fair, we'll get tapped in right now, southfloridafair.com. Go to your local Publix and get your tickets today, because I want you to unleash your inner pirate with a variety of activities, entertainment, fair food, and attractions. C-Katt alluded to it. The fair food is going to be off the charts, and you're going to want to get tapped in with the legends of the high seas. That's going to include the legends of the Frozen Cove ice skating show, the pig races, and the Agra Cadabra. Visit southfloridafair.com for more information and event schedules, including Bike Night and South Florida Fair parade times. The South Florida Fair, January 16th is the opening night, and it's going to be a lot more after, so get tapped in, get your tickets, and let's have a ball in 2026. On the other side, we're going to bring in our guy, Todd Fleming. He's the tournament director of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. He, as an Ohio State fan, We got some scores to settle, you know what I'm saying, right here on the airways, but also we got to talk about his tournament and do a little who missed the cut. That is C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Brent Lessy, partner and tax leader of Anshin's Consumer Products Group.
Did you know the One Big Beautiful Bill Act has created unprecedented opportunities for founders? The $10 million exclusion has increased to $15 million, and the 5-year holding period is no longer an all-or-nothing hurdle. Founders now have the flexibility to raise capital and align their tax-free treatment over 3, 4, or 5 years. These changes include the higher asset ceiling and allow founders and investors to scale aggressively while capitalizing on this tax advantage. Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, prioritizes understanding founders' unique circumstances to achieve their goals. If you're a founder that doesn't want to leave money on the table, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Not all moves reflect your lifestyle. At Safebound Luxury, we provide white glove services tailored for high-end homes, fine art, and designer furnishings. Our expert team ensures every piece is packed, transported, and placed with precision and care. If you're relocating a residence that deserves more than a basic move, schedule your private consultation today at safeboundluxury.com to experience the difference. This isn't just a move. This is the art of moving.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Don't fumble your finances. Whether you're running a business or running plays, Jay Zolo and Associates keeps your books tight in your stress light. With nearly 30 years of experience, Jay Zolo is your go-to coach for QuickBooks, offering expert consulting, one-on-one training, and full-service bookkeeping. Jay Zolo and Associates, simplifying your books so you can win on and off the field. Visit jayzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
Experience the world's premier equestrian event right here in Wellington, Florida. The Winter Equestrian Festival brings together Olympic and world champion riders and horses from all around the globe for 13 weeks of elite international competition and unforgettable moments. Don't miss the iconic Saturday Night Lights, high-energy show jumping, incredible atmosphere, and excitement under the lights. Now through March at Wellington International. Visit wellingtoninternational.com for more information. Wellington International, where champions are made.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I got a screen grab I got to make now because I just saw noted Ohio State fan Todd Fleming throw up the U. So we're going to go back on the ESPN West Palm YouTube, the ESPN South Florida YouTube page. We're going to screen grab that. We're going to make that my screensaver.
Well, you want to know what? I'm happy to do it. As a proud Buckeye fan, got to own up. You got beat by the better team, and they proved it again last night. What a hell of a game, man. So I'm glad you were out there to get a chance to see it. But I'll happily throw it up. I got enough of you fans in my life that I'll happily throw it up, and hopefully they bring things home here in a couple weeks.
That's what I'm saying, man. You in South Florida now, man. Give it the times, give it the vibes.
No doubt. I'm all for it. And I'm wearing the colors today, too, a little bit.
You are. So. Yeah. You got a little orange going there. Yeah. We are back here on Theoretically Speaking. It's your boy, Theo Dorsey. C-Katt's on the other side of the map, on the other side of the glass, on the ones and the twos. I'm coming to you live from ESPN LA, literally right across the street from the Crypto.com arena. The Lakers play the Bucks tonight at the crib. I hear LeBron might not be playing. He's out with injury, so I might just be able to afford a ticket tonight. So I might just pull up.
Ooh, you might be able to see LeBron. He might be on the sideline. How about
true.
that?
I can get,
connection.
What? Todd, let me borrow a couple connections or a couple of dollars, and I'm going to get some courtside seats. I'll be sitting right next to LeBron tonight.
Connections I can help with. Dollars got to stay in my pocket. Here's the other thing, though. You're getting it all wrong. You're not there to see LeBron. You're there to see Luka.
Oh, I'm sure. I forgot it's Lucas Town now.
It's Lucas Town now.
I forgot. I mean, it's one more year LeBron. Like one more year LeBron's town. But you're right. It is Luka time out in L.A. And I don't know. Still, you know what? Despite the franchise now bending to the every need of Luka Doncic and no longer caring about what LeBron wants or needs, it still doesn't feel like it's all the way his until I see him lead a playoff run or something. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think
got to see it.
You're 100% correct. He's got to go deep into the playoffs. I mean, that's a franchise. We've talked about this before. You either win or you're just on the team.
Right.
You don't go down in history in that place, in that marketplace with that team if you don't bring home a banner. And he's got to do it.
And every superstar that has gone to L.A. has done it. I think the only one you can say didn't was Dwight Howard.
Karl Malone, Steve Nash.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, they
past
came
their prime.
They came at different stages.
Yeah.
But you're right. The Nash experiment did not work. Dwight Howard, I would say at least he went in his prime, and it didn't necessarily work. So
I don't want to get too far into this, but my favorite Laker of all time did not win with Van Exel.
I was kidding.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite basketball players of all time.
Nick the Quick.
Todd out of Wisconsin.
Out of Wisconsin. Is that
played
the
at
reason why
Cincinnati.
you're rocking with him?
What's that?
Is that why you rock on him because he's a Midwest guy?
Well, he played at Cincinnati during their run, right? So he was wearing number 31 at UC. I got involved. I started to follow him then. But then when he came to the league, he wore my favorite number 9.
Yeah.
So he just endeared himself to me through and through.
There was something unique about his game, and I can't quite recall it. Was it his free throw routine or
he did. I don't think he dribbled, but he just passed it behind the back a little bit.
That's
but he was shifty before shifty was a thing.
Yeah.
He was kind of like that first point guard that was not really a point guard that wanted to get his more than he wanted to set everybody else up.
Man, quick, shifty, kind of reminds me of a guy that was wearing number 10 last night for the Miami Hurricanes. Hey, C-Katt, before we get more with Todd Fleming, who is the tournament director of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, the CEO, can I just hear that theme song one more time here, man? My vibes are high. The vibes are high. The Canes await their Big Ten foe tonight. They get to sit back and watch as champions of the Fiesta Bowl, Indiana and Oregon duke it out. And I imagine this is what they're going to be playing at the watch party.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe about 1 million times.
This on loop. I can do it. This on loop.
Hold on. So do you have a preference of who you play?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, hold on a second. Put the music down, C-Katt, because this is serious now. See, Todd's asking me the hard-hitting questions.
Well, I'm sitting in your seat. I'm sitting in your seat, so I feel like I've got to interview today.
Like the body's not cold yet. You can't just celebrate a win before talking about what's next. This is the cross you bear as a fan of a college football team that is successful.
I know. This is...
You see, it's a foreign concept to him. You didn't know that.
This is foreign. This has been 23 years. Is this disrespectful to Ole Miss for me to be talking about the next opponent already?
No.
Or can I continue to dance on their grave?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you won. You're in the game. You're coming home. The game's on the 19th. We got to start to get ready. And you have to have an opinion of who you'd want to play.
Okay. So if I was rooting only and solely in the best interest of the Miami Hurricanes and who is the opponent I believe they would have a better chance against, I would want to see Dante Moore and the Oregon Ducks.
I tend to agree.
Hard Rock Stadium. But here's what I'll say. No matter if it's the Ducks or Indiana, it's going to be a tough out. It's going to be a good game. Those are both really good football teams. So either one could get Miami if Miami brings the same game they had last night, which was not their A game.
Right.
I, as a man, as a person who connected with him before he became this superstar and the Heisman Trophy winner, and now like this media darling, I would love to see Fernando Mendoza and the Indiana Hoosiers, and him be able to come back home because he's from Miami, went to Columbus High.
Yeah.
Him be able to come back home as a Heisman Trophy winner. He left Miami as an unheralded. I don't even know if he was a 3-star quarterback prospect.
Did they even recruit him?
No.
Yeah. Well,
Hell
see,
no,
that's the story, right?
Yeah.
It may not be the best matchup in between the lines because I think their defense is pretty good, and they've proven that they can score points. But that is the story that you want, and all Miamians would want that.
Yeah.
Right?
I want the best, and also you want to be the best. You got to beat the best. Miami played at Texas A&M and won a hard-fought game 10-3. They dethroned your guys, the Ohio State defending national champs, and then they got through the team of destiny. The Ole Miss, say what you want about them and whether or not they were better or worse with Lane Kiffin or without him, that was a team of destiny. They played like it. It felt like it. On that last Hail Mary, I was tight. I was nervous because that was Disney was writing the movie.
I looked at my wife, and she doesn't remember 2003 at all, right? So
yeah,
and she wasn't watching American football at that point. But I said, man, I'm just so happy that there was not some yellow on the field on that one.
Against Lane Kiffin's wishes.
Well,
he tweeted,
yeah,
it's a penalty.
But could you imagine in that town, again, different venue, but in that town, fourth quarter, and they call that. Now, they still would have had to, they got the ball at the 20. They would have had the ball at the 20 and still had to get it into the end zone. But could you imagine the uproar what would happen if there's another yellow baggie on the field in Arizona against Miami?
I legitimately, not just because I was in the press box and you're not supposed to cheer or root or anything, I legitimately waited at least 10 seconds before I let out even a sigh of relief after that play.
Now, that's not what I heard on your Instagram kind of story and post of all the videos that you put out there. You were screaming.
By the time that's a different story. But no, Todd, I would love to see Fernando Mendoza and Indiana. Kurt Signetti, the personality he is. I would love to see Miami go through the top team in the nation and win it in their backyard. That's the team I want as a man. But again, if you're a Hurricane fan out there and you want to best chances at a championship, you're going to want to see York.
These chances don't come around all the time, so you'll get what you get, and you don't get you don't get upset if you're a Miami Hurricanes fan. If your less satisfying win happens to be against Mario Cristobal's old team in Oregon, but it's a 5 seed, not a 1 seed, you're going to be over the moon no matter what. But if you could write this script, you would want to beat the man. You would want to be the man because you beat the number 1 team, the undefeated team, this just team that's massacred everybody, beat Ohio State, dominated Alabama. I think you're right, Theo, that the perfect scenario for Miami Hurricanes fans is a close win over Indiana because you feel the drama. You have a little bit of doubt like you had last night. It was nice, not going to lie, to feel something maybe slipping through your fingers, but to grab it and take it and dominate it in that building, it'd be the same feeling, a close win over Indiana.
There was 2 things that went through my mind in that last 7 minutes. It reminded me a lot of the Bills-Kansas City Chiefs playoff game from a few years ago when they just went, the 13-second game. I mean, both of those offenses were in complete control of what they wanted to do. I felt sorry for the defenses because, again, some of those pass interference calls or things that happen, those are unavoidable. That's just an offense knowing exactly what they were doing. That was a really fun 7 minutes to watch execution-wise.
Yeah, I got to say, Miami got lucky with that face mask. Lucky in the fact that it happened, not lucky in the fact that the call was made.
Right.
Because I think that ball never was going to be a completed pass, I think that it was a complete bailout. Am I wrong?
So here's what I'll say. If not for the face mask, I do think Keelan Marion makes that play. Because the reason for the face mask was because the DB was reaching back in desperation because he realized, he didn't try to grab the face mask. He tried to probably grab a shoulder mask. But that was, before that play happened, he told him in the huddle. He told Carson Beck in the huddle, yo, I got him. If he presses up on me, I'm going to hit him with this comeback route.
He told you that?
No, he didn't tell me that. He told somebody else that, and I've read about it.
Okay.
He told me.
I was going to say, man, our man was really in the locker room.
I did get a conversation with Keelan Marion after the game, which we posted that on ESPN South Florida, some of the things he said after the game. He didn't tell me that exact anecdote. Yeah. He told another brother, and I read the story about it. I said, you know what, I'm going to use that. But so
that's
that
good journalism right there. That's good. Yeah.
You feel me? Half of journalism is also reading other journalism these days.
Yeah, no doubt.
But he told Beck, if he presses up, come to me. I got you. I'm
back shoulder
right
specifically. That was a tough catch to make, even if he was not interfered with or face mask grabbed.
It would have been tough. It's not an easy catch, but he knew it was coming, and that was the reason why the DB was so out of place. He got beaten. That's why he reached back for the face mask. So you're right. That was a drive-saving penalty, though.
Certainly
but those are all things that go in the favor of a team that feels like it's a little bit on a destiny's path to go accomplish something really spectacular.
And
those are things that happen to you that are in your favor. Irregardless.
That final Ole Miss field goal drive, or touchdown drive and field goal drive, when Miami had back-to-back penalties on back-to-back sets of downs. There was a roughing the passer. There was a random late hit.
Stupid late hit. That was
the stupidest late hit I've ever seen with no payoff. They had the running back on the ground and then like a 1 count and then a 2 count.
That was a frustration play.
Exactly. And that's where it felt like I've got my group chat was blowing up like classic Cristobal team. That was petrifying. I got to say, it looked like the ball was like a snowball effect of bad, calamitous errors. A lot of it was controllable stuff that was going against Miami. That late hit was atrocious from Miami. Yeah. Now that the call was made, the call should have been made. It was a dumb play.
So here's the other thought that's running through my head, and this is not – Canes fans are probably going to smack me when they see me on the street.
No, they're not thugs.
No, I'm just saying, with what I'm about to say, the little old Cuban abuelita that they may not be happy with me after I say this too.
He's got Rebels 24/7 up on his phone right now.
No, but if they complete this, right, let's assume that they do, this goes down as one of the greatest Canes teams ever, right?
Whew. You know what? It probably is up there with 83 with Schnellenberger because of the unexpected nature of the championship.
It was unexpected to come out of left field a little bit.
And it's the thing, like, who am I to tell people how the energy was in South Florida in '83 when he did, create the, what was the first of many more successful seasons? But like in '01, we knew what it was before the first ball was kicked off. Like that team was dominant. Yeah. You got draft picks all over the field. I think 26 first and second round picks over a 2-year span. Like that was a dominant college football team.
Incredible.
Yeah. So but this team was doubted, was underestimated. Mario Cristobal entered this season on the quote unquote hot seat. Carson Beck, the Canes got him off the scrap heap and then paid him $4 million and were ridiculed for it. This is a whole new look defense with the first year under Corey Heatherman as a defensive coordinator. This is a team that was doubted. This is a team that had 2 ACC losses and literally was the last team into the playoff and had to go on the road and then had to play Ohio State and then play the team of destiny with a much better quarterback than them, and then they would have to dethrone either Oregon or Indiana. I think the process in which how we got here, and you add into that, Todd, the 23-year drought.
Yeah.
Ask any Cowboy fan, like, I bet you this next Super Bowl that they get 30 years from now, I'm sorry, you're a Cowboy.
I mean, he's in LA and he's still taking shots at me, man.
No, but I feel your pain. I'm telling you, man, the Canes are the Cowboys of college football. And I say that
agree.
With love. Like, the drought in between the dominance makes you thirst for that next one even more. So I would say this championship and it happening in our own backyard, like you said, it could end up being the most.
That's why I bring it up, is because, again, all of the stuff that happened going into the season, and then the way that they started the season off, where again, I think it was 5-6 games into the season, people thought they were going to be national championship contenders, and then to have the 2 losses and have no expectations. And to C-Katt's point, here goes another Cristobal team, and we're going to fall apart at the end. And where is this going to end up? So to have that rebound and to play the way that they're playing right now, I think they have to go finish it off, and I'm not trying to put the jinx on it, but if they do, it's going to go down as, it's got to be top 4 or 5 ever in Miami's history, and they've got a very storied history as we talked about.
Last year might have been the greatest waste of a quarterback in Miami's history in terms of Cam Ward never really being able to play for a national championship because of reasons outside of his control. This year looked like it was on its way to the biggest waste of a Miami Hurricanes football team in the history of Miami football because of those 2 slip-ups in the regular season. And we're seeing how much talent's on that team and how that team's come together and how well coached that team is now. If not for an expanded playoff and a couple of bounces going Miami's way in terms of opening a lane for them to make it to the CFP, it could have been the biggest waste of a Miami Hurricanes team.
Yeah. Imagine if they didn't make the playoff. Like, a lot of people thought that was the right move.
Here's the other thing. I like the fact that for 2 years straight now, we have a team that's going to play for 4 straight weeks. I think there's something to be said that bye week in the playoff doesn't help you.
Yeah.
You got to play.
You playing I would say I'm not even sure if the bye week could help you, but playing certainly helps you. It feels like that way, right?
I think playing helps you as long as you can keep the core components of your 11 on both sides healthy or relatively healthy. Then I think playing and keeping that continuity and consistency is much better for any team.
And along the lines that you mentioned, playing does not come without the risk in terms of the health concerns. So no one's going to get hurt during your bye week. At least you hope so. And we saw Miami play a game last night. Of course, it's a different, meaningful semifinal game. But they came out of that game hobbled. Like, they were playing 2 backup corners?
Freshman corners. There were 2 freshman corners playing. Lucas, we lose him to a targeting call. Somehow that one doesn't get overturned, but the Ole Miss one does. Don't get me started on that. Lucas isn't going to be able to play the first half of the national championship game because of that BS. And I want to say, Todd, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if they mentioned it on the broadcast, but they mentioned it a lot in the press box. Big Ten officials.
Oh, was it? I didn't know that.
Big Ten officials.
Well, the one thing that I did pick up on from the broadcast, and I still, it baffles me every time I hear it. Number 10, supposed to be a senior in high school.
That is crazy.
Could you imagine?
Looks like an NFL player on the field. He's supposed to be a high school football.
High school football. He's supposed to be playing high school football this year.
That wouldn't be fair.
Presentable. No. No.
I would take my kid off the field. And he's not even it's not even because he's big and imposing, it's just not fair. What is he
Right, yeah. It's like you got to have these kids run their 40 times, and if you're too fast, sorry, that's playing a different game right there. Get out of here.
I can't. Every time I hear it, it blows my mind that he should have been playing high school football. So.
2 more years of this dude.
Well,
2 more years. Of
so
this dude.
To wrap this up, I've got a bunch of my Ohio State fans going on here. I won't tell you what they're saying to me in the text, but I will call out one. Our good friend from Our good friend from Cadillac, Sam Holmesy, who does our is a point of contact for the Cadillac Championship in Miami, and then also he's our point of contact for their official vehicle partnership with us. He is a Buckeye, and he threw up the OH to me. So I got to give him an IO in return. Yeah. But we'll root for the Canes from here on out, and hopefully they bring it home.
Is there less spunk in the IO return this past couple of weeks? Are your arms a little bit like your arms are kind of like at TSA when you got a morning flight and you raise them up and you're lacking mobility?
I think I told Theo that right after the game, I said, I'm back to being embarrassed again. We had 12 months where we could puff our chests and let our feathers fly like peacocks, and then we just got completely embarrassed. I'm embarrassed again.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is this is a new age of college football where I wonder just how different each playoff bracket is going to feel the more teams that we have. Like 2 years of 12 team feels great.
16,
and then
we got to
also,
go.
We're probably going to 16, and I'm looking forward to that as well. It just keeps evolving, and I feel like we'll know more just how impactful these past 2 championships, the one that is between either Miami, Indiana, or Oregon, and then last year's Ohio State one is, 10 years from now when we see just how hard it is to actually rally off 3 or 4 straight wins. Because I do think the playing field is leveling out. We had Texas Tech and Ole Miss right in the thick of this thing, man. So it's getting insane.
That's why let's get the other 4 teams in there and let's be done with this. I mean, the amount of interest in people talking about this, and the games have been, somewhat enjoyable, even though some of the early ones were defensive battles and not a lot of points scored. I like that. So let's keep the conversation going. The more games that we can get, the more teams that we can get into it, it's just going to set up future rivalries for down the line that we're just not maybe used to seeing because they play each other maybe once every 10 years. Now, get this going, get more teams into it. We may see better matchups each and every year.
It's more good teams playing other good teams in winner-go-home games. I don't think anybody is sad about that, except for the Ole Miss fans that were saying that the Miami fans were thugs. Y'all want to play a game?
Yeah.
Let's play a little Who Missed the Cut.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. This is not good. It's beyond hard to watch.
4 will enter. 3 will survive. It's time for Who Missed the Cut. Presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Teeing off February 25th at PGA National. Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
Today's Who Missed the Cut will be about college football brands. Not necessarily the teams this year, not necessarily the schools themselves, but the college football brands. And we're going to enter in your Ohio State Buckeyes, my Miami Hurricanes, and then the other 2 Florida schools, the other 2 of the big 3, the Florida Gators and Florida State. Y'all know the rules. 4 programs enter as college football brands. Only 3 can make the cut into the weekend. Somebody's getting chopped. And, of course, this is presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, your lovely tournament that's coming to PGA National February 25th, less than 50 days. I can't wait for that. I also can't wait to get to the bottom of this time. This is impeccable.
Well, I can't wait to get to it either. We're actually, when I walk out of here, I'm going to spend some time with your fellow employees mapping out where you're going to be sitting.
Ooh. That's what I was talking about.
Okay. We're going to get that done and locked in today. But yeah, I will
catch this flight right now to go back and be a part of that meeting. That's
wow. By the way, we can FaceTime you in. We can take your recommendations. Look, the tournament's shaping up really, really nice. Our agronomy team came out for all those people that care about grass. Came out over the holidays and took a look at the course. It's ready to go. They're happy. Bear Trap on Friday and Saturday. I put some information out there yesterday. We're almost sold out of both of those days. So if you're looking to get into the Bear Trap for those 2 days, hurry up, do it now. But as a good alternative, I don't know if we've talked about this a lot here, but the 1909 Terrace, which is a great product, sits on the 17th green over by where the 18th tee and 17th green come together. Wonderful, wonderful product, all-inclusive. Can buy it for a day, can buy it for the week, can buy it for a couple of days. But it's just a nice, great alternative. Price point's not that different than the Bear Trap, and you get the all-inclusive nature of it. So hurry up, get your Bear Trap tickets. Be ready to go. If Friday and Saturday are days that you're looking for and they're sold out, flop over to the 1909. You'll have just as good of an experience.
TheCognizantClassic.com, that's where you can get your tickets. And theoretically speaking, that's where you can find out which of these 4 college football brands is going to miss the cut. Ohio State, Florida, Florida State, and Miami. Who gets first dibs in this one? I forgot our rotation here.
I think you're up since you're out on the West Coast and
Okay.
you're coming off a big win, and it's your show. So I think we'll reset the deck.
I think I'm going to go with those Miami Hurricanes. Here's why I'll save the Miami Hurricanes, which might be a bit of it could, depending on the person, it could be maybe thought of as biased. But even when the Canes were down, they were setting trends in college football. When your favorite school, ask yourself, when your favorite school creates a turnover, what do they run to the sideline and do?
Turnover chain.
I rest my case.
Yeah.
I rest my, even when the Canes weren't good, they still were making waves in college football. They have the pizzazz. They have cool songs. They have guys like Michael Irvin and Ray Lewis and Andre Johnson, legends of the past who are involved in the program today. It is cool to be a Cane. It is fun. It is absolutely energetic. And sometimes it feels good to be the villain and to be hated, and that is the nature of Canes fans today. I got to save this and we're talking about not just good football teams. We're talking about as a brand. I got to save the Miami Hurricanes first.
Yeah, I can't argue about that specifically, Todd, because of how consistently and how dedicated the football alum of Miami rep Miami.
Yeah.
Like, they are Hurricanes. They're proud of being Hurricanes, and they won't stop talking about it. They do a good job brand promotion, ambassadors for the Hurricanes. We're talking about the size of the brand, and they keep on building it every time they show up to the games.
Well, and it expands. I can't. I mean, they're safe. I think it's a given. Anytime that you have people in foreign countries wearing your gear, and it's been happening since the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, you're safe, right?
Yeah.
But the thing that Ray Lewis did
too,
last night with Lacey and the running back from Ole Miss, the thing that he did, I think that's the part that people don't talk about enough that accentuates their brand. They care about their players and their brand, and they want to win. But those guys understand football, and they're embracing other football players and trying to build them up. I thought that was really, really cool to see what he did last night.
All right.
Good dude.
So the Miami Hurricanes make the cut undoubtedly. Now we're down to Florida State, Florida, and Ohio State. If we were all in the studio, Todd, you would be up next.
Well, I think I'm going to go with a little bit of maybe I need a little bit of pat on the back. Maybe I need a little bit change the embarrassment. But from a brand perspective, there's not a stronger brand than Ohio State across the board, in my opinion, as it pertains to athletics and the awareness of anytime you see that block O, you know exactly what it is. And then if we're talking financials, I don't think there's another athletic. I don't think there's another athletic department in the country. Maybe Texas A&M that rival the amount of money that is flowing through the coffers of Ohio State and Columbus, Ohio, and the university. As a brand, it's about as strong as it gets.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. I mean, Texas Tech, that billionaire might have a word with you, but I feel you on that. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I'm with you too. If we are being honest with ourselves, there are Power 2 conferences right now in college football. I know Miami's doing everything in their power to prove that not being the case, but depth, consistency the last 5 years is the SEC and the Big Ten being a top of the pack, and Ohio State's been really the class of the past 20 years in the Big Ten. It would be hard to omit them from the cut in this exact instance in favor of either Florida State or Florida. So, yeah, I think Ohio State definitely makes the cut.
At least as it pertains to football, there's 1 year over the last 20 to 25 years where Ohio State has been not relevant. It was that Luke Fickell year in between Tressel and Urban before Urban came in, where I think they ended up going 6-6. But it is about as strong as a brand as it comes, and obviously they can go anywhere in the country and recruit players.
Yeah, those damn wide receivers, the glamour position, it's the position that sells a lot of jerseys. It sells the TikToks to the kids, and Ohio State's receivers in the NFL are growing the brand with every time they take the field on Sundays, too.
Yeah.
So that leaves us Florida, the Gators, and Florida State, the Seminoles. One of them will miss the cut as a brand. as a brand, which of these two are not doing it for you, C-Katt?
This could be a different answer depending on the results of Thanksgiving weekend 2025. Okay. If Lane Kiffin picked Florida instead of Ole Miss and LSU, Florida elevated to a spot that they were not previously. Elevated to the same spot they were with Spurrier, same spot they were with Urban Meyer. Lane did not pick Florida. Lane picked LSU, which is a very attractive destination. I get that. But we're talking about recency and titles, and you also have very famous football alum. The biggest personality in college football happens to be a Florida State alum, and that is Deion Sanders. Jameis Winston, massive personality, is still in the NFL, has so much behind him. Tim Tebow gave us a great moment now 20 years ago, or 17, 18 years ago.
Laughing about the same thing I'm laughing about.
You kind of tossed that one away. We move on.
Good point. I think that Florida misses the cut. I think Florida State makes the cut.
Look, I'm going to tell you, I always love when C-Katt gets to thoughtful. I mean, he always provides thoughtful kind of analysis and answers to this.
Felt patronizing.
No, I'm telling you right now, as listening to hear him talk, those were the exact same things that were running through my head. Is that unfortunately, they just don't move the needle for anybody right now. And that's a shame because, the 80s and 90s, they were, in the early 2000s, were relevant.
Yeah.
They don't move the
needle.
needle.
Had some juice. They don't have to. Tim Tebow was fun. He didn't have a juice like that. And it's just something like, I bet you if Cam Newton had stayed down, like if they had made way for him to stay there and not booted him for whatever reason, maybe. Imagine if that Auburn year happened in a Florida Gators uniform for Cam Newton.
Oh, insane.
We'd be having a different discussion right now.
They would still be relevant now.
Yeah,
I mean that's
most likely.
But the point that C-Katt makes that I love, and I wasn't thinking this one, the Lane Kiffin piece. That is real. For him, I mean, look, I think LSU was obviously the better job and a place that he can win instantly, but that is telling for somebody to say, I don't want to go to the state of Florida.
All right.
With all that talent, I think I can still get them to come to LSU.
It didn't even seem like he even considered Florida like that. It was LSU all the way.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty simple then. I think we're dropping them.
Well, I apologize. Chop all you want. You'll be chopping, not at our theoretical golf tournament. You miss the cut, Florida.
Oh, my goodness. This is not good. It's beyond hard to watch.
I love that. Also, C-Katt, by the way, when he moved to Florida a few years ago, he chose Florida as his Florida college football team.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
so
out of the big three,
big boy move of him.
I chose Florida. And I am not like actual diehard university fans of college football here in Florida. I'd like to. I've grown to appreciate Miami. Why not? They're in our backyard. It's fun to go to their games. I chose Florida, so I'll root for Florida, and I despise Florida State.
Wow.
I cannot stand Florida State. I never have ever since I grew up. So I'd like to hate one instead of the more conventional love one, despise two. That's my Florida college football fandom here in this state.
Theo, I'm going to have to introduce him to my buddy who's the AD at Florida State. He'll change that real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
He's got more things to worry about than me.
Yeah,
no?
like a football coach. Yeah. Like, who is he?
Norvell joined Theoretically Speaking a couple of weeks ago. He seemed pretty comfortable in at least his last year. He felt good about it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there's self-convincing that we all have to do with each other, right? So,
and I get it. That is Todd Fleming, Cognizant Classic, thecognizantclassic.com to get tickets. Appreciate you pulling up on us. This is the happy hour.
Enjoy your time out there, man. See you next week.
Appreciate you. See you next week, and we will see you on the other side of Theoretically Speaking right here on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, it's Tina. Okay, let's be real. When you need tires or a battery, you want someone you can actually trust, right? That's why I go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been keeping South Florida moving for over 50 years, and they're still family-owned. They've got all the big tire brands, plus batteries for pretty much everything. Their best price out the door guarantee means you know you're getting the best deal. So next time your car needs something, don't stress. Just go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. Trust me, they've got you covered.
Long ago, the seas be whispering tales of the lost loot. A treasure so rare it shows itself but once each turn of the sun. All this searching, and I found it. Publix, this be where X marks the spot?
Discounted tickets, limited time.
South Florida Fair discount tickets are on sale now at Publix and online at southfloridafair.com. Advance tickets can save you more than half, so get them before they vanish on January 15th.
Limited time deal.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Mansour's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Mansour's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Safebound Moving and Storage is growing. We're looking for new movers and drivers who lead by example, show up ready, and take pride in their work. If you're dependable, willing to learn, and thrive in a fast-paced environment, you'll fit right in. This isn't just a job, it's a career. Do you have what it takes? If so, visit safeboundmoving.com to apply today. Safeboundmoving.com.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Yair Holtzman, partner and leader of Anshin's Research and Development Tax Credits Group.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act restored full expensing of domestic research and development expenditures, allowing businesses to deduct qualifying costs immediately or choose among different tax treatments. Beginning with tax years after December 31st, 2024, special elections for small businesses can be applied retroactively. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help businesses develop a proactive tax plan, identify qualified activities and expenses, and optimize cash flow and tax benefits. If your business is investing in U.S.-based R&D and looking to maximize incentives while remaining compliant with tax law, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Don't fumble your finances. Whether you're running a business or running plays, Jay Zolo and Associates keeps your books tight in your stressed life. With nearly 30 years of experience, Jay Zolo is your go-to coach for QuickBooks, offering expert consulting, one-on-one training, and full-service bookkeeping. Jay Zolo and Associates, simplifying your books so you can win on and off the field. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
Time now for the coolest moment of the week. Presented by EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDS is yes.
This from last night's Fiesta Bowl as Miami punched their ticket to the national championship game in a 31-27 euphoric win over Ole Miss. The game-winning touchdown courtesy Carson Beck.
Three receivers, bunt to the left. Beck is looking that way. And still looking. Takes off running. Carson Beck with his legs. Puts Miami on top. What a drive.
Nobody believed that Beck would be the guy to get it done. Nobody but the guys who mattered most, and that was the ones donning the U on their helmets, and more specifically the quarterback who used his legs in the biggest moment of the game to make things shake. Carson Beck gets the win for the Miami Hurricanes, a full team win, a dominant win, despite Miami not bringing their A game to Glendale, Arizona. They escape with a victory, and you know what? Sometimes that's all that matters. That is your EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing coolest moment of the week. The Miami Hurricanes converted 11 third downs last night. That is the most third down conversions they've had since 2020. When you want to talk about a quarterback who does prolific things and darts all around the field and is a gunslinger, like, trust me, I, as a Kane fan, I long for the days of another Cam Ward as well. But damn it, Carson Beck got the job done last night. And that's all that matters.
And, of course, at the very end, the EDS coolest moment of the week was with his legs. You could argue he made two massive plays with his legs in back-to-back playoff games. Last week against Ohio State, where he had that 3rd and 11 conversion where he barreled through a couple of Buckeyes defenders, and the game-winning touchdown. We talked about this before the show. With the limitations he may have with his arm and his arm talent, he has to use his legs in those instances, whether it's throwing a 60-40 ball where he needs to throw a good ball for it to be a completion and maybe not an interception, or take the sure thing, not the fastest guy, but take the football himself. He chose his legs for the better time and time again last night. And I think that shows maturity, right? That's showing the lack of a God complex of him at quarterback.
It also shows that he knows that sometimes the path of least resistance, despite it not being as glorious, is just the way to go. And I am, you know me, I'm one of the biggest Lamar Jackson supporters on this side of the Mississippi. I think that at times he's fighting narratives and he tries to use his arms more than other guys are willing to use their running ability. Like, Josh Allen will never halt or pause at a time when it means I can run for this first down, or I'm going to loft the ball in the air. If he can pick it up with his legs, he does it. Sometimes I feel like Lamar, despite his extremely high-crafted athletic gifts and his ability to outrun pretty much everybody on the field every time he steps on the field, sometimes it feels like he wants to prove that he can do it through the air. And we saw a little bit of that in the winner-go-home game against the Steelers a couple of times here and there. This is not to shame Lamar. What I'm saying is Carson Beck realizes he don't necessarily got it with his arm. So anytime he's gifted an opportunity to pick it up with his legs, he does so. The difference is everybody, and probably including him, is just hoping and praying he makes it to the line, because it feel like it take forever. Even that last scramble for a touchdown, it was 3 yards. It took 10 minutes. I said, damn it, get across the damn line.
He's lucky that entire side of the end zone was vacated.
Yes. If there was anybody remotely close to him, it might have ended ugly. At least it would have been a third down. That right there was cool under pressure. That right there was refreshing to Canes fans, as they now have an opportunity to get their first national championship in 24 years. You know what else is refreshing, C-Katt? Culligan water.
It is absolutely Culligan water.
Culligan water. Those are the good people. That is the place to go. The Culligan water right now is what makes me feel most comfortable in my home with guests, because I don't want to serve up a cocktail with ice that I know has contaminants in it. I don't want to fill up a glass of water from the tap and have in the back of my head, oh, dang it, I forget, Florida has some of the worst drinking water in all of the nation. No. I have a reverse osmosis system under my sink. That purifies my water. That cleanses out the water and the ice that runs through my refrigerator and freezer. It also can help for me with cooking. When I cook pasta, I don't cook that stuff with the sink water. No, I run the reverse osmosis system. Everything that enters my body through the water system of Culligan is better, and it's all because of what I did with Culligan. Go to Culligan.com. Get your free water test today. They will show you they'll pull up to your house, tell you what's in your water, and better yet, give you a solution. Not only that, they have solutions for your shower, for your water heater, and for your general water that enters your home with the water softeners. Find out how you can flip your entire water system today at your home, Culligan.com. They also right now are running a program with those water softeners, 12 months interest-free. Get in while the getting is good. The water is fine, especially when it's Culligan water. Culligan.com. Tap in with the good people. C-Katt, we have one more segment to go here. We haven't talked any NFL at all today. We got a huge Super Wild Card weekend ahead of us. We've been talking all college football, man. What gives?
Oh, that's what the Canes do to you.
That's what we do.
Right, I got Florida State fan to my right, Dave Druda, who's been he could not wait to listen to all 7 hours of our programming today. That is Miami Hurricane centric. So we've got happy customers.
Is he yapping in the background?
Yeah, radio etiquette. This guy is throwing it all out the window in hate of the Canes.
Yeah, I know some of those fans, man. You can't, no decorum anywhere. Not at the Doak and not here at ESPN West Palm. We're going to go to break here. On the other side, we get you some NFL talk. We get you a preview of Super Wild Card weekend. I have a hot take, and it involves a quarterback that was getting squatted over this week. Yeah, it's a real story. We'll talk about it on the other side. That's C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Welcome into the Kaiser Sports Update. I'm Kate Chumsland. It's 2026, and the Seahawks are ready to put some more red banners in the rafters. Here's what to look forward to this spring. First, both men's and women's basketball teams are on a heater. The men's team is ranked 11th in the country and riding a 12-game win streak. The women's team is 10-3 on the season, 3rd in the Sun Conference. Next, men's and women's swimming and diving head into their spring schedule, both ranked number 1 in the country. Their first match will be this Friday at NCAA Division II, University of Tampa. And then in 3 weeks, the number 1 men's golf team begins their march for their 2nd national championship in 4 years, and the baseball team is ready to back up their impressive run from last season as they made it all the way to the regional championship. For times and tickets on all of Kaiser University's athletic events, head to KUSeahawks.com. As teams fight for their shot to hoist the trophy, make sure the only thing turning up the heat is the action on the field. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in the postseason, not in your living room. With more than 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Stay cool through every playoff moment and don't sweat the small stuff.
Colin, have you checked out Vitacost Sport Certified Marketplace?
Vitacost? I love Vitacost!
Right? It's a full online sports marketplace. Over 500 performance products from trusted brands like Vega, Thorne, Vital Proteins, and Muscle Milk, all free from banned substances.
So no guessing, no label scrubbing, just clean fuel to train harder and recover smarter.
You got it. And don't forget, save 20% with code ESPN20 at sportcertified.com.
Fuel clean, train smarter. Try Sports Certified by Vitacost today.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Experience the world's premier equestrian event right here in Wellington, Florida. The Winter Equestrian Festival brings together Olympic and world champion riders and horses from all around the globe for 13 weeks of elite international competition and unforgettable moments. Don't miss the iconic Saturday Night Lights, high-energy show jumping, incredible atmosphere, and excitement under the lights. Now through March at Wellington International. Visit wellingtoninternational.com for more information. Wellington International, where champions are made.
We ballin', boy.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Schnellenberger, Jimmy Johnson, Dickerson, Coker, Mario Cristobal. Potentially. We're talking about Canes champions. We're talking about coaches that have done it. Oh, how dare I? How dare I do so and leave out the fact that there's one more to go, because tonight we have the Peach Bowl, Indiana and Oregon. Hopefully both of those teams are locked in, because they're going to have a tough team to play at Hard Rock Stadium. And C-Katt, you are a tough guy to play 18 holes against these days, because you've been balling out on the golf course these days, man.
Yeah, man. Kaiser University, they've got a golf coaching center that is for the public. Like, it's not just for Kaiser students, not just for Kaiser alum, not just for people that work at Kaiser University. It is for anybody and everybody who wants to take strokes off their golf game. Do it fast and do it so it lasts. The training that I got at the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center is invaluable. Like, I couldn't have gotten it anywhere else. They've got the best facilities, tools, and coaching in the area. They had me reestablish my goals in the game of golf. In 2025, my New Year's resolution for the game of golf was to break 100. Well, I broke 95 pretty easily. I shot a 90 last year, all thanks to Coach Pete and Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center, KaiserGolfCenter.com. They're starting their January lesson trainings where you learn the fundamentals around the greens, on the greens. You put your swing back together, and you win money off your buddies on the weekends. KaiserGolfCenter.com. Get your golf game right in 2026, because you will be glad you did.
You will be glad you did, and you better be glad you did. That should be I know that's the New Year's resolution of many people around South Florida, getting their golf game right.
Especially if you're a snowbird and like you come here and you think, well, I bought a house in South Florida thinking that I would love golf, but I just shot 125. I lost 24 golf balls. This was not a fun 4 hours. It can be if you actually play well, and you can play well if you go to the Kaiser Golf Center.
I also just realized I think I called Dennis Dickerson earlier.
I heard that, yeah.
Yeah, that was the.
I don't know about Miami to make fun of you for
Eric
that.
Dickerson, huh?
I don't know enough about Miami to know that to be true or not. I just assumed there was someone I didn't know.
Oh yeah, no, Dennis Erickson, Eric Dickerson, and Dennis Erickson is two names that have been revolting against my ability to speak for the entirety of my life. Partially also because Eric Dickerson from Texas, and my favorite donut shop has kolaches named after him.
We have 90 seconds to get your football preview of the Wild Card Weekend. What do we need to know about your take on this weekend?
Number one, people are underestimating the Bears this weekend. I have a lot of faith in Ben Johnson facing the Packers defense for a third time this year, and I also have a lot of faith in that offense to put up 30-plus, and I don't think the Packers could match. I also think that the Bills and Josh Allen go down in the opening round. Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen find a way to get it done. Both new coaches having heavy impacts in Wild Card Weekend in their first years in their new stadiums. I like it a lot.
Okay, and if you want to go watch the game,
come on,
and eat good food, where should people do that this weekend?
Duffy's Sports Grill, 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Duffy'sMVP.com. Find the Duffy's nearest to you. Also, go online to start tracking your rewards today. You will not regret it. The reason I love Duffy's is it's not just 80 or more televisions in every single location, but especially on days when there's a lot of football going on, they're going to have logos under the TVs letting you know which TV is going to be on which game. So you won't have to miss a minute of the action. And if you see a free TV, just ask your waiter or waitress, hey, can you change that one over to the game I want to watch, please?
They're pros at that. And that is not something to be taken for granted in 2026. There's an epidemic among waiters, waitresses, bartenders that has not touched Duffy's. They know how to change the channel.
They know how to change the channel. They absolutely know how to get it done. So get there and get it done with them. They have a lot of different football starters and specials, so tap in with the good people. And, of course, 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Get your rewards cards today. Big love and big shouts to ESPN LA for hosting me today. And shout to them Hurricanes. Go in love, go in peace, go enjoy.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program